And our AccuWeather chief meteorologist, Jonathan Porter. You know, John, it was on Saturday that the decision was made on Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 72 hours in advance to go with that high risk of severe weather. And we continue to keep that area here this morning.
We do. Good morning, Bernie. And the problem with this setup is we see multiple factors conspiring together to produce the risk for this tornado outbreak that we're concerned about. Our team saw that, and again, our goal is always to help keep you safer and give you the most advanced notice of these types of severe weather events. That's why we forecast a high risk so far in advance, well ahead of other sources. The government and other sources still are not assessing the risk this high.
Now, let's go over this, John. Water vapor loop. Listen, you look off the California coast and it's like, well, what are you talking about? But see, here's the key. You know, one of the main ingredients is this tropical surge. Already you can see it coming into Baja California, and we'll be tracking that into the plains tomorrow with that upper level feature that you already circled.
That's right. This is the troublemaker, and you can see all these colors in blue. This is plentiful moisture from the Pacific being drawn to the north. That will combine with moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and a very potent spin in the atmosphere. And this is going to head right up into the plains, and this is what spells trouble.
Look at the warmth, the widespread warmth, 70s, 80s. In fact, that 80-degree line going all the way up into southern Minnesota and southern Wisconsin tomorrow, John. And I have the future dew points showing here. That green is showing you the 60-degree dew point. Take a look at that. I've stopped this right around 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock, I should say. We have the warmth. One more thing I want to show, and this is a tool that you and I have used for decades here. It's called the low-level jet. The winds are around 5,000 feet. You need energy in the form of wind, so we already have the dark purple. But boy, oh boy, if you get a low-level jet to strengthen, then you really are increasing the winds. Watch what happens here from eastern Iowa and the southern Wisconsin.
These lines, look at...
If you get a low-level jet to strengthen, then you really are increased. We already have the dark purple, but boy, oh boy, if you get a low-level jet to strengthen, then you really are increasing the dark purple. But boy, oh boy, if you get a low-level jet to strengthen, then you really are increasing the winds. Watch what happens here from east have the dark purple, but boy, oh boy, if you get a low-level jet to strengthen, then you really are increasing the winds. Watch what happens here from eastern Iowa and the southern Wisconsin.
These lines, look at all these lines consolidating, and then the winds really ramp up at about 5,000 feet above in the atmosphere. That's as a storm system really deepens across Minnesota. This is a setup, a very concerning setup here for tornadoes. That's as a storm system really deepens across Minnesota. This is a setup, storm system really deepens across Minnesota. This is a setup, a storm system really deepens across Minnesota. This is a setup, a very concerning setup here for tornadoes. Storm system really deepens across Minnesota. This is a setup, a very concerning setup here for tornadoes.